The mission of the Sisters of Charity has been as constant and true as the ancient symbol of Christ and the Eucharist, the pelican opening her breast to feed her hungry, helpless young. Faith in that mission and the enduring courage to carry it out is exemplified in the people who give so much of themselves every day to the Hospital of Saint Raphael. The hospital opened just after the turn of the century, amid the burgeoning immigrant city of New Haven. It was a world no one today would recognize. Disease flourished in the crowded, unsanitary conditions that marked many cities of the day. Influenza outbreaks wiped out hundreds in New Haven alone. Antibiotics were years away from general use. Heroically, Catholic physicians and the Sisters of Charity decided to start their own center of healing to care for the sick and treat the dying with dignity. Over the years, medical care improved dramatically. Advancements in surgery, antibiotics, and general hospital care accelerated healing.
I often wondered how we did it. We had no money, we had no extra nuns to send, and New Haven was too far, almost like a foreign mission. But somehow Mother Xavier convinced us that it was important to come here. So 4 sisters came with $100,000 in cash. We mortgaged all our property in New Jersey to start St. Raphael's. I guess that's trusting God.
All the while, the circle that began in 1906 remained unbroken. The hospital treated the wounded in body and spirit, tending to the poor and outcast in the spirit of Christian charity. The sisters, physicians, nurses, staff, and volunteers had evolved quickly into a family with a bedrock sense of mission, even as the changes of the modern world swirled around them.
Our secret is knowing when to change and what to hold on to. We're still committed, even though we're not as identifiable as before. We changed our clothes and appearance because it was important to move as equals in this society. In our day and age, it's important for people to understand that women have always been capable of running large institutions.
A change in appearances, however, did not mean a change in faith or spirit. The Sisters of Charity and the Hospital of Saint Raphael are fixed in the determination never to stray from their original mission, even in the modern age. God is charity. The motto of the Sisters is not a hollow phrase at the hospital. It is lived and breathed every day amid the relentless pace, heartache, and triumph of daily life in urban America. The mission itself began in 1859, when Sister Mary Xavier established Ward House in Newark, New Jersey. The boundless charity of Christ is reflected in the logo chosen for Ward House. The pelican feeding its young from her own substance is an enduring metaphor that has a particular resonance today, as the complexities of the modern life often leave many of us feeling helpless and alone. That's why the pelican and her young remain as the symbol of the Sisters of Charity. The mission reflects as well the spirit of Jesus Christ, who sought to bring the good news to the poor, to proclaim liberty to captives and sight to the blind, to set the downtrodden free, and to proclaim the Lord's year of favor, as Luke writes. From the beginning, the Sisters of Charity have encompassed commitments in education, health care, and pastoral and social services in the spirit of Jesus Christ. The Hospital of Saint Raphael is a community teaching hospital and healthcare resource guided by the values of the Sisters of Charity of St. Elizabeth. The dignity and well-being of each person who enters the hospital is paramount to the lives of all who work within the family of St. Raphael's. The gift that the sisters bring is that unchanging philosophy. They've kept up with the times to meet the changing needs of their community, yet they maintain an excellence of care within the framework of traditional values and the principles of charity and justice.
We often refer to St. Raphael's as our hospital, sort of like a family business. But I know our employees feel that same way too.
The philosophy extends through the rest of the hospital family as well. The work of the Sisters of Charity is continued by hospital auxiliary and volunteers, nurses and administrators, physicians and staff, everyone who assists in the mission to witness, share in, and promote excellence in the healing ministry. An ecumenical atmosphere where faith is supported and encouraged thrives at the Hospital of Saint Raphael's. The common value system, as represented in the mission of the Sisters of Charity, extends to the lives of all people in the New Haven area and beyond, regardless of race, creed, or ethnicity. Even though many of yesterday's diseases, such as smallpox and polio, have long disappeared, many challenges remain. And St. Raphael's, under the direction of the Sisters of Charity, has long been at the forefront of medical care. The hospital pioneered radiation therapy in New England, established the first coronary care unit in Connecticut, and became the first hospital in New Haven to perform open-heart surgery. These pioneers continue to break through with programs like Project Mother Care, which brings needed services to some of our most impoverished neighborhoods. Importantly, St. Raphael's was the first Catholic hospital in the United States with a clinical pastoral education program to administer the compassionate spiritual healing that is critical to patients and families in need.
We're facing new challenges to our mission, but we've built on a firm foundation, and God is still with us, and I know we'll continue and thrive.
135 years after Sister Mary Xavier founded the Sisters of Charity, the commitment to compassionate care has become the foundation of the state-of-the-art medical community known as the Hospital of Saint Raphael. Its mission now is the same as it was then in 1906, healing the sick while adapting to the ever-changing needs of a community we all call home.